Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. I like just woke up. It's either that, probably that, or the allergies, and it's hitting me very hard right now. So if I sound completely crazy in this video, well, there you go. Leaving a like, leaving a comment, or subscribing, all of these things are, my gosh, my neck, are very much appreciated as they do help out the channel. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. It says Bitcoin and Ethereum still stuck in range for some reason. I think I know the actual reason, let's be honest. Ethereum was the most talked about coin in the cryptocurrency space today, especially when it came to price. It says Ethereum retains $1,800, is $2,000 next. Technical analysis. Ethereum eyes a strong reversal. Why dips could be limited. We are currently, and I'll show you the chart as well, and I'm so glad that someone actually made one. Remember when I was talking about we are in that like weird, very tight range kind of moment once again. It happens every 4, 5, 6 months, somewhere swinging pendulum in between all of them, where prices aren't really doing much. They have these really weird price movements. I mean, you can see a straight line up, it goes sideways, a straight line down, and this is currently where we are, and it looks like allegedly in the near futurely we will be breaking out of that trend relatively soon, and prices are going to react in a certain way. An enormous, also tying into price news as well, is the news of outflows from cryptocurrency exchanges. This was a very big topic in 2020 and 2021. Not so much this year. We've heard about it a couple of times, but it hasn't been as dramatic as it was a couple of years ago. The idea is there are two factors. When people are mining cryptocurrencies, are they selling them off? The idea being, if they are not selling them off, they are anticipating the prices of the market to rise, and therefore they want to hold on to something that they currently hold on to that could potentially rise higher. The other side being is the amount of cryptocurrencies on cryptocurrency exchanges. Are people pushing their money into the cryptocurrency exchange in expectations of them selling? Do you want to sell your coins? Well, therefore you push it onto a cryptocurrency exchange. But what is the inverse? When you take your coins off of said cryptocurrency exchange, these people have no intention of selling, are looking to buy up for themselves, and are putting it away in a ledger or some other magical place where people put their cryptocurrencies. It says Bitcoin back above $30,000 as Coinbase observes 38,000 Bitcoin being taken off of their just that one crypto exchange. It says over $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin leaves exchanges as accumulation intensifies. We had this news 4 or 5 days ago that we were, no, it's been at least a week and some change, that we are clearly in some type of a very heavy accumulation period. I'm not sure if it's a accumulation of the news that we've been getting about the proposed crypto regulations within the United States. I'm not sure if there are going to be other Bitcoin ETFs being approved around the world, and therefore people are accumulating for this. Who knows exactly what the reason is, but the numbers are definitely there, and it's looking like we should logically, but you know the world, be moving up relatively soon in price. That website had a chart, and I enlarged it, if you will. This is the current range that we are in. It is either this one, which is going to end on the 14th or 15th of this month, at which point people are expecting a propulsion upward, or the other one being, if we continue slamming within this tight range, it should happen just before the beginning of July. And I know it sounds like a joke because I usually make this joke, but we are either going to be going down or going up. Either way, it's going to be quite dramatic, because whenever we end up in one of these ranges, it's never a trickle upward or a small move downward. It's always something very dramatic in either direction. I would say it looks like we are currently in this one that looks like it's going to be ending the 14th or 15th or 16th of this month. This is just my worldview. I would say do not expect a dramatic price rise, because the cryptocurrency market tends to disappoint from time to time. And also, don't forget about the world situation that we are currently in. It may be possible to buck the current downward trend of world markets, but, don't get your hopes up on that one. There are, of course, also a lot of people talking about what do you call it? I just lost the word. I don't remember. Crap. Basically something negative happening. There we go. What was it? It was Bitcoin's price, according to a lot of analysts, having not officially bottomed yet. The idea being that Bitcoin needs, so they say, this is not necessarily what's going to happen. Keep that in mind. When people throw out theories and ideas, there's always a wide-ranged spectrum of, Bitcoin going anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 within the next couple of weeks. Any of these things are completely possible. It's kind of just the naysayers or the yay-sayers. The naysayers believe that Bitcoin is going to go down between $20,000 to $22,000 because their charts are indicating that that's where Bitcoin currently has to go in order for a re-bull run to happen, that we need to hit the point of most pain. People have to capitulate, they have to sell off, and therefore the market can then move back up. The other side of it being is that we have capitulated, we have been going down, this is the point of most pain, and therefore we will be moving up from this moment. Tying loosely, not really, actually correlates quite well with it. The World Bank has warned of a possible global recession. They said for many countries, recession will be hard to avoid. This is the sharpest slowdown in 80 years. This was said by the World Bank President David Malpass. The World Bank has warned against the rising risk of stagflation and a global recession on Tuesday. This was said by the World Bank President. He said the situation in Ukraine, the situation in China, supply chain disruptions, and the risk of stagflation are hampering growth. For many countries, recession will be hard to avoid. Markets look forward, so it is urgent to encourage production and avoid trade restrictions. Changes in fiscal, monetary, climate, and debt policy are needed to counter capital misallocation and inequality. And I think it's absolutely insane that someone who knows exactly how the world works, as he is the president of the World Bank, he knows, this is not the time for that conversation, but this is something that I talk about with a number of friends all the time. It's quite easy to actually fix all of the world's problems. It's just about a reallocation of funds. But then people always throw their arms into the air and say, well, you can't steal from other people. Well, let's not steal from them and have them simply do the right thing. But once again, that's not if you actually take time out of your day, and I really want you to, if you have time after work, before work, when you're laying in bed after work because you don't want to do anything else because you just got finished working, look up how easy it is for us to actually solve all of these problems. It takes no more than an actual year. And it terrifies people to hear that because you realize exactly who's running the world and that they could be changing it for the better, but they will always refuse to do so. The World Bank president clarified on Bloomberg on Tuesday that we are not in a global recession yet. However, the downside risk is that it could be a potential global recession, and he continues going on talking about who will be the most affected. And it's basically the countries who North America and Europe have drained resources from over the last 80 years, but, that's also something else. So, yes, the world is still garbage. The economies of many countries are still trending downward. The US dollar had a pump up, a move up the last couple of days, but that seems to also be slightly waning as we've gotten indications from the Federal Reserve and the International Monetary Fund that it looks like inflation, heavy inflation, is here to stay within the United States. It'll also be plaguing, if you will, Europe for a number of years. This is not transitory. It is not here for just 3 months. It is going to be with us for a very long time, and governments are now trying to figure out what to do because the most important thing to them is helping the economy and not helping their citizens. I want you to, really listen to the words that I'm saying. It is quite easy to reallocate funds to the citizens to make sure that they have food, that they have enough money to pay for their rent and electricity by making sure that stock markets simply collapse. The people who are benefiting from the stock markets the most are the wealthiest people on the planet, but you cannot ever touch their money. Does anyone not forget the reason why we have Bitcoin? The reason why we have cryptocurrencies is because of the 2008-2009 crash. Who suffered? 99% of the planet. Don't forget that. Don't forget the moments when your parents were crying because they couldn't pay their bills and they had to sell their homes. Who were the people who were saved? It was the banks. It was the people already with money. We are in that same exact situation all over again. The answer is to simply help the citizens, help the 99%, make sure that they can go on for the next 10 years until the economy has reestablished itself, and also crash the stock market. Let's start over. Let's make sure that the stock market is for everyone and not just for, remember all the conversations we're going to move on from this. Don't forget the conversations we've had over the years. Like there's a common trend. This is the actual point of crypto. Surprise, it's not making money quick. It's so that the 99% actually have a monetary system that they can use and rely on every single day of the year and not have to lean on the old system. People forget this all the time. The system is made to help the wealthiest of people stand on top of everyone else. And then when you tell that to so many people in the cryptocurrency space who have made tons of money from the market, they don't want to hear it. Because it then takes away their new wealthy position as well. To be completely clear, I have made a lot of money in the cryptocurrency space. I've been in the crypto space for a long time. So just to let you know that I'll be honest with you, I am one of the rich people in the market as well. But I think of a more, let's make sure that everyone else is also having a good time and that it's not just the 1% of the 1%. Anyway, so this was also quite popular news as well. I think it kind of makes people giddy in the cryptocurrency space when they hear that the old markets aren't doing too well. But it's always the idea that they're not doing well, so now we will do well. If the world goes down, we also go down with it. Have you not noticed the correlation that we have to the older world markets? Anyway, yeah, cryptocurrency market still trending in that really weird trend line. These things never last for a long time, just as a reminder to everyone. They tend to last for a month and a half. I know this seems like a long time, but in the cryptocurrency space, it's not. And then we get a very clear answer as to if we are going to slam down in prices, have more pain, as they call it, or if we are going to go back up and have a euphoric times ahead. And then also, you know, the world, once again, always look to the world's economy. Because what they do reflects directly back onto our market. It's just complete logic. And I know that some people have left dislikes because I've had this conversation before with people about sharing and caring and not sitting in our own corner. We cannot continue as a people if the 1% of the 1% of the 1% have everything. It is mathematically impossible to continue this way. And I find it even more confusing why people, hear me out here, who have about 18,000 in their bank account still side with the wealthiest people. These people do not care about you. They do not care about me. They do not care about us. I don't get how people don't understand that. That is the price news for today. Nothing really changed, if you will. I think we're going to get answers within the next couple of days as to exactly where all this markets with an S are going to go. And yeah, let's move on. In the most popular news story of the day, Ethereum's oldest testnet is now using proof of stake to generate blocks rather than mining. The Ropsten testnet, Ethereum's longest running testnet, implemented the long-awaited merge with the Beacon chain on Wednesday. The upgrade brings Ethereum one step closer to its long-awaited change to a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism. Ropsten allows for the deployment and testing before changes are implemented on the mainnet. The merge will be the most significant upgrade ever undergone by Ethereum. Yes, it's happened. I believe this is supposed to be the final testnet. Is this finally the final one? This made world headline news, like on all the other Bloomberg and all the other places as well, because I'm pretty sure that they've been buying tons of Ethereum and are heavily invested in the space as well. So they had to get that news out there. As far as we know, this is the it. If this one works If this one goes off without a hitch, the merge has happened, but there are still going to be other implementations, other stress tests on the test net to see if it can actually handle the load, if you will, of hundreds of thousands of people trying to buy apes and trying to buy other things on their network. If everything goes according to plan, usually it takes about a month and a half or so to actually have an upgrade go through and to really continue. And then hopefully that August timeframe actually ends up coming true. Yeah, this, of course, was the most popular news story of the day. Ethereum Ropsten testnet successfully merged to proof of stake. This is kind of the main, as far as I understand it, like the main testnet. So this is basically Ethereum without Ethereum running on it, if you will. So what's happening here right now is also going to happen on the mainnet in allegedly a couple of months. And a lot of people are very, very excited. This should have happened in 2017, but alas, I've been screamed at by so many people in the comment section and people on Twitter and many other places that it's not that easy to implement. It's not that easy to code. It's not that easy to do. And also, to be fair, Ethereum does have thousands of projects on top of it now. So, better slow and safe than quick and fast breaking and then sorry. Nothing really major to really cover here. It's just more of it's finally happened. I hope the actual official merge goes through. The price predictions for Ethereum right now are out of this world. Everyone has thrown their coin or their feather or their ether or whatever into a hat. We are getting price predictions of anywhere between $4,000 by the end of summer to around $6,000 by the end of summer. And I think the craziest and wackiest ones that we're seeing so far is the $10,000 Ethereum by the end of this year. Should everything go to plan and all that other good stuff. And basically, listen, the main point is, if everything goes to plan and the upgrade actually ends up taking place and then people use it and it doesn't break, that's kind of the main catalyst. Will we have lower transaction fees? Because I told you all before, I had a $1,300 transaction fee. That does not cut it, ever. If I'm trying to buy that one stick of gum, I'm not paying rent for it. That just simply does not make any sense. Anyway, yeah, they've successfully merged with the testnet. Let's see what ends up happening. I'm optimistic, but I've also been optimistic for 6 to 7 years, and look at where it's gotten me with Ethereum. So, alrighty. Let's move on. Tying closely into the news, we were just talking about the Apecoin community. There's a lot of layers to this actually as well. It's quite fascinating. The Apecoin community has decided to stay on the Ethereum blockchain. According to snapshot data, 54% of Ape tokens were cast in favor of keeping the project within the Ethereum ecosystem. I'm going to tell you why this is interesting. I go over news every day. I am constantly absorbing the news. I know you get that, but I need you to understand is that I read nearly everything that's happening. A couple of weeks ago, here's I'm wrapping allegedly at the beginning and the end of this entire thing. When the Apecoin ecosystem dropped their coins onto people and then subsequently had the other minting for their metaverse pieces of land with the little alien people on them, a lot of people, I believe they were allowed to mint some of these things. I don't know if there was a whitelist or what exactly was going on, but some people were able to mint before others, and then it was kind of like a public mint, so I understood. Part of the issue is that in order to do the actual mint, you had to pay the gas fee. And it apparently resulted in a gas fee fiasco where there were some people who were trying to mint, and they were basically in the queue. They were in the line to mint one, and apparently they were getting messages that said, in order to mint faster, you can pay a higher fee. And there were certain people who were showing that they paid, here we go, around $15,000 just in gas fees to try and move themselves up quicker and further in the line. A huge portion of these people got absolutely nothing. Like they paid tens of thousands to move further up in the line, paying extra gas fees, and then they got a sold out message. The allegedly comes in. A lot of people were very upset, obviously, and they alleged on Twitter that they think it was done on purpose because a couple of days after, there were discussions about moving the Apecoin project, the entirety of it, the Bored Ape Yacht, everything, moving it onto its own blockchain. And people alleged that it seemed like they knew that gas fees would be high, and therefore, when they could prove that Ethereum had broken or was broken, that they would then simply say, well, we can make our own chain and do it a lot better. Allegedly. You see? Apparently, the idea being they knew that the mint would be expensive. They knew that people would be upset, and they could simply say, well, for next time, we can make sure that this won't happen by making our own chain. What happens, boys and girls, when you make your own chain, you make your own coin, you basically, in essence, make billions of dollars appear from out of nowhere. That's the entire point. So this was put down to a vote. If you remember, I think the voting started a couple of days ago. You can find articles on it. I don't have one here. Type in Apecoin vote 99%. You can definitely find it. Because apparently a couple of days ago, I don't think I went over this news because it didn't seem hyper significant. I think a huge portion of the actual Apecoin community voted, and it was a 99% vote to keep themselves on the Ethereum blockchain. Allegedly, here we go, people on Twitter were saying that they saw that a number of whales who apparently had a stronger and huger percentage of the vote that apparently were working behind, once again, allegedly. I have to keep saying it over and over because I don't know if any of this is true, but it seems to all be lining up in my head, allegedly. That apparently, allegedly, the people who had the most to gain from creating a new chain, potentially a new airdrop on a new chain that they would then receive because they had the most Apecoin, began to then vote heavily, more heavily, and it almost swung the vote. That's why we got the 54%, and it was nearly a tie, or nearly swung in favor of one side. So 54% of the community still voted to stay on the Ethereum network, but think of that. It went from 99% to 54%, with, I assume, whales trying to create a new chain to be able to make more money through a new ecosystem. Allegedly. See, I told you it had many, many layers to it. It's a very fascinating story to follow. In early May, a virtual land sale organized by Yuga Labs temporarily made the Ethereum network unusable due to sky-high fees. Users were reportedly forced to shell out thousands of dollars for individual transactions due to extreme network congestion. Yuga Labs apologized for turning off the lights on Ethereum with the massive NFT mint and suggested that it had to move to migrate its own chain in order to prevent such disasters in the future. See? Most community members decided that switching to another chain would be too expensive and risky for the project. Ethereum has been struggling with exorbitant fees for years. I forgot about CryptoKitties. Wow, CryptoKitties was the very first, NFT project. I forgot about that. And that even clogged the network back in 2017. Yeah, but no, there's a major difference. That project, I think, got Ethereum's transaction fees to, I think, $14. Back when Ethereum had like 12-cent transaction fees. And they had $12, $13, $14 transaction fees, and Bitcoin had $28. Back then, those were like, what is happening with these coins? They're completely broken. So getting to a multiple $1,000 transaction fee is not the same as what CryptoKitties did years and years ago. So yeah, this is also major news. They've decided to remain on Ethereum. A lot of the idea is that a lot of the value proposition for a number of projects is actually being on Ethereum. It's kind of the same exact way that people believe that Bitcoin gets its value from the actual mining procedure, that the energy being used and expelled is what gives Bitcoin its value, if you will. The same exact thing for a lot of coins on Ethereum. The idea being, we are on top of Ethereum. Ethereum has the most value. We are locked into Ethereum, and therefore we share that value with Ethereum and its ecosystem. If anyone wants to use us, they can use us very simply. If they're already in the Ethereum ecosystem, if we create our own chain, we have to create a whole new ecosystem for people to want to build on us as well. This is usually the idea. Very fascinating, right? I'm sure there are a number of whales who are not happy with this because you benefit so much from creating you as a wealthy individual, as a whale, benefit greatly from all of this. It's kind of like you'll notice the pattern a lot of times when you see a lot of not crypto exchanges, but people accepting coins or whatever the case might be. We've gone over this multiple times where like you'll see they'll add, we're adding 5 coins to this. And it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, and Shiba Inu. And I'm like, okay, those are relatively well-known popular coins in the ecosystem. But a lot of other times, other companies or whatever will be like, hey, you can pay with these coins. And it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bcash, Litecoin, and maybe sometimes Ethereum Classic or some other legacy coin. And it's like, they've been in the cryptocurrency market for a very long time. They also hold Bcash because they've been holding Bitcoin for a very long time. Always look at the patterns. It's always the exact same. And the space is just about money. It's really, really insane what people will do. But I think in the long run, Apecoin and the entire ecosystem will do better on the Ethereum mainnet. I think they'll be able to work and collaborate a lot easier with other projects and also simply be able to say from the get-go, in a month and a half ago, we are on a proof of stake mechanism. We have lower gas fees. We have lower transactions. They can always just create another side chain, which is also something that I find weird that wasn't proposed. They wanted to make an entire new blockchain, make a side chain that links onto Ethereum that can also have transactions flowing through it as well. So if you have another situation where something is going to happen, or simply just mint on Polygon, why was that also not an option? If you mint on Polygon, Polygon has either free or 1 cent transaction fees. I'm pretty sure even with the overrush of people trying to do this, this whole minting thing, we would have maybe gotten to a 28 cent transaction fee happening. Weird, right? Anyway, that's the Apecoin news, also quite popular. I wish them the best of luck in their endeavors, because once again, I know somebody is not happy. Let's move on. Also in the news that I think was meant to be surprising, but it's really not. Citadel Securities, Virtu, VIRTU, and Financial are reportedly building a cryptocurrency trading platform with the help of Fidelity and Charles Schwab. They said, we know there is significant interest in the cryptocurrency space, and we will look to invest in firms and technologies working to offer access with a strong regulatory focus and in a secure environment. The rest is kind of nonsense. I don't have to read through the rest of it. These are banks and major institutions who are simply trying to make money, but they market it as, we keep getting phone calls that people want to deal in Bitcoin or something like that. I don't know what that is, but we're going to offer it to them because we like offering our services to clients. No, they know exactly what's going on. We've gone over this before. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that all 4 of these companies own cryptocurrencies. Shocking, right? I assume that they've been accumulating since around 2017 to 2014, somewhere within that time range. Shocking, right? Because it's the news that we always get. They probably have received, we don't know about, some type of regulatory paperwork behind the scenes that they applied for probably in 2018 that they're just getting right now. And this is why they're looking to build and collaborate this thing together. The idea being, if it's difficult for us to do it alone, the 4 of us with major names in finance can definitely all do it and pull it off together by walking into the SEC's office and showing and saying what they need to hear and see. So cool. I don't know if it's going to work out for them. They are not the first people to try and do something like this. I assume this is going to be rich people centric, i.e. they're going to have a platform, but it's only going to be for institutional or pinky in the air clients because the New York Stock Exchange tried this and many other places have as well. Don't forget about Bakkt. Everyone forgot about Bakkt, BAKKT, where they also tried to launch their own cryptocurrency trading desk, and the S&P, what was it? I think it was the S&P also wanted to do it in some other company. But no one wants to deal with them. No one wants to deal with these mega institutions and trading and stuff like that because they end up having higher fees and whatever, yada, yada, yada. And it's also just like this old idea of legacy finance trying to like lightly tiptoe their way into the cryptocurrency space and be like, we're here. We may have caused a couple of stock market crashes, but guess what? Cryptocurrencies. Yeah, see, we're in the know. We're young and hip. We're vibing with everyone. So this was also very popular news, but why? Who cares? We all know that they're into crypto. We all know that they're trying to make ETFs but can't get the paperwork through. We all know that Fidelity went up to Canada to deal in ETFs because they couldn't do it in the United States. And I'm pretty sure these four companies in general are literally in every single portion of the cryptocurrency space, buying up companies as we speak in an effort to simply make themselves richer. Because once again, this is never for your benefit. It's for them. They're already wealthy. They're trying to become wealthier. There are people on this planet who are trying to become trillionaires right now, and they don't give a gosh darn about anyone else. But, people also, never mind. Anyway, that's the Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Virtu Financial, and Citadel Securities starting a cryptocurrency trading platform news. Fantastic. Yeah. Moving along. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. GBU Wally, Bubble Mode, How's Life Austin, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Jamie Saad, Blockchain Simplified, and let's move on, Empire Queen, Roman Gaba, Bitcoin, Ben Arachno, Dave, Tony Ambroski, The Dealer's Den, Captain Something, and the Z Way Lay, Mobarazi, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grelay, Lauren De Silva, Quoted, Biddy, Troy, All Good, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Paternoster, Navarro Williams, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Steuer, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader at Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Wise9 Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cody 3D, Setsuna, Richie Rich III, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigera, Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, and Crayola Michelle URL. Thank you all very, very much for your continued support. Thank you to everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. Anyone who bought a ledger in the last couple of days, I do thank thee. Everyone who left a like, a comment, or has subscribed, always appreciated. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently at $30,363. It is down by 0.23%. The movements of Bitcoin and Ethereum are nearly identical. Same exact thing. As always, Bitcoin is the magnet for the entire market. So if this one ends up moving up in the next couple of days and the rest of the market does so, you will know why. Anything else crazy? Cardano is up by 2.5%. I think this is all for the news. Once again, towards the end of this month, we will have the latest upgrade. Una said Leo. Okay, now Leo is up by 1.6%. Chainlink is up by 2%. FTX token is up by 5.7%. Anything else crazy? Tezos is up by 5.1%. Yeah. Oh, okay. Helium is logically up by 10%. Theta is up by 4%. Methinks that's it. Yeah. I do hope that you've all enjoyed, that you all are having a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, supporting, liking, commenting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.